Go on.
Hey, everybody, you're back with Dave and Ed, and this is Real Talk with G.
No, it's not. It's episode 13 of To the Death podcast.
Should we have skipped number 13 and just gone to 14?
They really do that in real life.
I know. That's why I'm asking.
No.
No? All right. This is episode 13 of To the Death podcast. This was a very exciting week for me. I had the honor of meeting my number 2 fan, Daddy.
John Galante.
And he likes when I call him Daddy. He said so.
No, he doesn't. He's standing right in front of us right now eating a Boston cream donut and drinking coffee.
And I see where Ed gets it from now. Daddy weighed in at 215. Ed weighed in at 213.
I can't believe it said that much.
You're fat.
I know, but 213, I've been working out 4 days a week for the past 2 weeks.
Sure you have. Everyone that's listening right now that knows you believes that.
It's
100%.
It's got to be muscle. I put muscle on.
Yeah, you put muscle on. Sure, a lot of muscle. How many donuts did you eat last night?
No, I had one this morning.
One donut. That's what did it. It was the donut.
Well, I ate a lot of pizza last night.
There you go. Welcome to what I'm dealing with
Are we
here.
going to talk about the podcast that we're doing?
We're going to get to that. Why? You're like, we're going to do 15 minutes.
I never said
15,
that.
Yes, you did.
Not this one.
We're going to do 15-minute intro, 15-minute outro. Here I am trying to talk, and you're cutting me off.
Go ahead. Give me something.
Daddy, what do you think? He always cuts out the best parts of this podcast
That's
because
not
it
true.
makes him sound foolish. What happened to you this week? You're falling apart.
My dad's in town and we're hanging out. Is that all right with you? He lives in Florida. I see him twice a year.
I told you, this is the only reason that I'm going to forgive it, but you better get your crap in gear, in order. Whatever the saying is. Somebody help me.
All right, so today we talked to Gary, right?
Oh, yeah, Gary. Gary Fernandez of Final Round Health and Fitness. Gary is awesome. I'm glad that Ed introduced him to me. He's extremely motivated, and I love being around him. I feel like it rubs off on me.
And he said so many nice things about me only, not you.
I'm pretty sure that's not what happened.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, did you take the personality test?
I don't care about a personality test.
This is part of the stuff that we talked about with Gary.
Yeah, but what's the meat of it? What did we really talk about? He did a little team meeting for us to show us how to be better at podcasting.
And you did nothing he suggested. Thanks for all your cooperation, Ed.
You're the one who said that you don't want to have more meetings. You had the one.
I didn't want to have meetings on the podcast.
It was an introduction meeting so other people could see what a successful...
Thankfully, we diverted the topic.
Who's we?
Me.
Yeah, you. I wanted to keep going into it. I was learning.
No, the episode turned out to be pretty entertaining, but the meeting part was not good for the podcast.
You can't say that.
I just said it.
Yeah, I know, but that's stupid.
I don't think people wanted to hear about us arguing about how little I do and how much you do.
You just don't like to hear it in real time.
I say it all the time.
Yeah, I know,
I
but-
don't care.
No, you care.
I don't care.
That's why you don't like hearing it.
Keep doing more.
No, I'm doing less now.
You're not going to do less because we already have a breakdown. You'll hear about it in the episode. That's what we agreed on. Do your part.
Can we get into it?
Yeah. Are we talking about the episode?
The episode. Can we, they can listen now.
Oh, you just want them to listen? I want to keep talking, Ed. I missed
I know,
you.
we'll
I haven't
talk-
seen you all week
I know,
because you don't train.
We'll do it in the outro. I trained the other day.
Okay, fine. Listen to this episode with Gary Fernandez. Where's he from, Ed?
Oh, we didn't even talk about Gary, though.
Where's he from, Ed? Give him a little plug.
Okay, Gary. Wait, where is he born?
No, I don't care where he's born. Why are we interviewing him?
Why are we interviewing him?
Because he's a fantastic entrepreneur.
Right.
And
And a great person?
he's a fitness coach,
Oh, right,
business owner, gym owner, Final Round Health and Fitness, and podcast host, Real Talk with G.
Right, he started his podcast, not because of us, but we inspired him to start it.
We've inspired a few people, actually.
There we
get
go.
Messages on all the people we are inspiring.
Yeah, so, all right, Gary, real quick. Gary, I know Gary since 2012. He was a white belt, and he came to train at Yanni's, and he loved my teaching so much that we started training together privately, where he would train me to get in shape, and then I would train him in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
What happened to that? His jiu-jitsu continued, but your shape just got rounder.
Well, he opened his gym. Now he has a family. He's a busy man. He doesn't have time. He's barely training now.
I had something, but I lost it.
Anyways, Gary is a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu right now, but he's a black belt at life, and that's why we have him on this podcast.
And we hope you enjoy.
That's it.
I don't. You
Say
said you
something.
wanted to get into the
No,
episode.
but you have to say something nice about Gary, too.
I already did.
What was it?
He's a fantastic motivator.
Okay.
I love being around the guy because I feel it rubs off on me.
No, you just want to ride his coattails like you ride mine.
Ride yours.
Yeah.
You're taking me right down to the gutter. You guys hear Ed's motivation?
I hope you guys enjoy. This is To the Death Podcast.
Episode 13. So normally we always try and keep things positive, but Gary, I listen to your podcast, which is, give me the name again.
Are we recording?
The name. What's the name again?
Real Talk with G.
Real Talk with G. You got to put that thing right next to your face.
Right here?
Real Talk with G. So I listened to your podcast, and I had a little bit of feedback, and I text you, and nothing.
Did you? When did you text me?
I don't know. You want me to find the date? I can look on my phone and find
What
it.
number? What number do you have for me?
He gave you his fake number.
No.
Text me. We've conversed with this number.
Then you definitely didn't send me a text.
I'm
All
going
right,
to tell you right
you're not
now.
going to tell him the number on the thing here.
I'm not going to tell him the number. God, keep
All right.
talking, Ed.
All right, here we go.
Entertain us while
Can
I do
just
this.
introduce? Oh, well, actually, we did the introduction.
Real Talk with G. Right here. It says delivered, too. I'm going to give you the number right now.
Go ahead.
I can't believe this is how this is starting. All right. Anyway.
3288.
Yeah.
Yeah, ghosted. Thanks a lot.
Bro, you didn't text me. I would have definitely
Hey,
texted
can't
back.
wait for the next episode. Right there.
No, you
June
did not,
10th
bro.
at 2:18 p.m.
No, you did not. Hold on. All right. Listen. If I accidentally did not answer you, I apologize.
Just tell
sir.
him you're ignoring him.
No.
so he doesn't text you anymore.
In all fairness.
Listen, Yanni.
All right, there we go.
Yanni stopped listening to him already.
But look, I don't have any other messages from you. This is the first one I got from you.
You erased them. I
No, I don't.
understand,
I never.
okay?
No, I never erased my. I don't. I can't. When you run a gym, like when you run a gym, you can't delete your text.
You
have to,
should
like,
have
save
all
them.
the otother texts then about the YouTube channel and monetizing it and everything. But look, there was nothing there.
Well, I got.
You're
This
like-
phone is new.
This fool Dave, oh man, face palm.
I
Ed, what's
apologize.
up?
No.
Can we
I'm
start
sorry.
this
I
proper,
apologize.
I
please?
told you we like to talk
I
about
apologize.
positivity, but
Gary,
I
Gary,
had to
shut up!
bring
Shut
it
up! Shut up! Shut up!
That's not positive.
Gary,
Well, I appreciate that though. Thank you.
All right, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate that, man.
listen. You never have to apologize to him. He is beneath
He's a good
us.
person. He's the opposite of you, which is why you guys get along. The yin to your yang.
Stop that.
You guys
now.
should make t-shirts.
You should do
No,
a-
you should make t-shirts.
We have T-shirts.
Yin and Yang t-shirts.
No, we don't have that.
Please make that. Please.
So we're
There
sitting.
should be perspective on him. Look, he's ready to kill me.
How are we going to?
MMA
We're
fight.
never going to get through this.
MMA fight. Go
Gary,
ahead.
I feel like you rile him up like more.
I do
than
because I
usual.
like because Dave is the first person.
All right. Well, now that we're talking,
to
this,
interact with
listen.
Ed like this.
Gary is a good friend of mine. So Gary, keep the mic in front of your face so I don't have to edit for 7
Gary is
additional
a good
hours.
friend of
I
mine.
apologize.
I
There we go.
introduced you to him, Ed.
No, you didn't. So
No, I didn't.
Gary and I met back in 2012 in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He was a white belt, a lowly white belt, and I
Yes.
was badass blue belt.
You were
I was
four stripe?
fantastic. Yeah,
No,
four
were you
just
four
cursed
stripe already?
again.
You
You
were.
can say ass. And
Oh,
so Gary used to train me, and I used to teach Gary Jiu-Jitsu, half guard only. And we built this relationship, and I've watched Gary come from the bottom to the top of business. He is our business mentor from now on.
I'm not arguing.
All right, good.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
he's
you.
a great mentor. Great
Thank you.
mentor.
Thank
Great
you.
businessman.
Pro bono, by the way.
Motivated.
Pro bono.
This is
It's
a motivated
you get the,
guy
you get
you're
the boy
listening to here.
My boy discount.
There we go. We were just on your podcast, and this came out weeks after.
Yep.
And you are going to give us our first official business, what is it, team meeting?
I'm going to teach you how to run a team meeting. If you own a business that has a team, if you're like a partnership, you guys are kind of like a partnership with your podcast.
Dave is beneath
I'm
me.
the host.
He wor- no,
He's
no, no.
the co-host.
But
He
it's
works
a
for me.
partnership. It's still a partnership. Like if you look at it from a business perspective, you guys have a partnership. You guys have, it doesn't matter who has what role. That is the partnership that was created. So you need to have a team meeting, or anybody who has partnerships or a team that is below them or whatever. Like I have a team of trainers. We all got to be on the same page. We do team meetings to discuss things that need to get done for the business, promotions, jobs, trying to get sponsors. You have to have a list or whatever, create a system. You basically learn to create systems for your business specifically so you run better as a team. And then that way, no matter how much you're doing or no matter how much you're doing, it doesn't matter. That's what you're supposed
All right,
to do.
let's establish this team meeting then.
Wait,
Lead us.
I
Wait, he's
feel
gonna-
like this
Can we
is
start the
going to
meeting?
make more work than fun.
But that's-
let's stop right here. This is a humongous problem we have. So now you think the podcast is fun and funny and positive,
Yes.
right? That's good. That's by design. On the podcast, that's what we strive towards: positivity, fun.
We do this in
banter.
real life too.
Too much though. He plays too much. When it's time to be serious, he doesn't know how to shut it down.
That's
Please.
because the whole time I'm trying to prop you back up because you're crumbling. You're ready to quit. You're ready to throw in the
Gary,
towel.
can you tell him there's time to play,
All right,
and there's time for business?
All right, so if you guys had a better understanding of this is why you need a team meeting. If you guys had a better understanding of the roles, and as long as you were doing what you were supposed to do, and you're doing what you're supposed to do, then there would be less of Ed wanting to feel like he's doing all the work and wants to quit.
That's absolutely right.
So but he doesn't want to quit because of the amount of work he's doing. He wants to quit because he always is feeling like he's failing.
Well, this is part of if you guys had a better structure system. Maybe you're not a systems person. I'm not. I had to learn how to be one because otherwise my gym wasn't going to grow. But maybe you're not a systems person, but Ed is. So it's the yin and the yang. You need the two of you. The two
we have a different thing.
You need that. So this is something that I learned. This is something that you guys should think about doing, right? When you want to get better at teamwork and finding out, like Dave doesn't like doing all of the back end stuff. Dave doesn't like doing team meetings because you're not that kind of person. You don't like systems. You don't like that. Where Ed is, right? So you guys should do like a personality test. And there's personality tests. There's two different kinds. There's one that's free that you guys can do. It's called 16 personalities or something like that. It's great for like a business, like somebody who runs a team or whatever to do it, because then it kind of gives you a description of your personalities.
Can we take this test together so we can keep each other honest? So I know it's not cheating on it.
Yes. So you can do that.
You lie to yourself all the time.
So you can do that. And then it also, because based on your personality, certain personalities are always going to be better for certain types of jobs. It kind of gives you a description of like the kind of job you might be really good at because of your personality. So there's one that's free, or there's the Kobe A index. That one you got to pay for, but that one's way more detailed and specific. I did that with my guys so that we could all see everybody's. It gives you like a breakdown of. I have mine here somewhere.
I'll tell you
what.
Gives
you a breakdown.
Why don't you text that information to me?
No, delete Dave's number. You talk to me, Gary.
I'm not even programmed in his phone. I just came up as a random number.
Good.
Because I got a new phone. What's wrong?
You don't carry your contacts? I was never a contact.
No, it actually didn't.
Gary, stop turning your head that way unless you're going to bring the mic with it. You can bring the mic with it. I'm glad
this is what it's like to work with.
No, but
I'm glad you're experiencing it.
Gary, we've interviewed a bunch of people, and like I'm scared to tell them because I don't want to disrespect them. I don't care. I'll disrespect you all day.
No. You see? You're such a jerk. It's such a jerk, man. So, but that's, you guys, there's nothing wrong. Listen, this is a business, right? So there's nothing wrong with giving the person who's coming to talk to you like a something. Not like what to say or anything, but like, hey, these are some topics that we might talk about or whatever, and here's some of the things that we think you should know to help increase the sound of our whatever.
I do. Gary, believe me, I do. And just once they get in the heat of it, they start forgetting and they start going like this and then moving the mic around.
But you just gotta,
be
like, hey, can you just remember to, you know what I mean?
I just want to back up a tiny bit. You said this is a business. Could you please define business? Would business imply some kind of income? Because this is not a business.
All right. Here's the question: do you want to make money doing this?
Yes.
So then it's a business. Come on, bro.
It's what you want. It's not what's going on. Yeah, we don't make any money because you don't put in enough work, Gary.
Bro. When I
put in enough work.
When I officially made Final Round Health and Fitness LLC a business, I didn't make any money for a year. $0.
That's what I told him. He's not patient enough.
It doesn't.
I'm not patient.
You know what I'm saying?
We have this conversation all the time. What do I tell you?
Hold on. Did our team meeting even start yet? Can we start the meeting?
No, it did not.
Let's start the meeting.
Let's start the meeting.
You guys are fun. All right, hold on. How much space do I have with
Can
this?
I be the boss?
Oh, he's going to start writing on the board for me?
I need to.
Here we go. This is
I
great.
need to write on the board.
We got to take a picture of this board at the end.
Yeah.
Dave, remember that. Well, for those that you don't know, Gary runs a very successful gym, Final Round Health and Fitness, located in Little Falls, New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
What, is he a sponsor?
Do you want to be?
I shouted you out, man. What's up?
No, I'm just kidding. Relax. Always on the defensive. I can't even have a little fun with these guys here.
Gary puts too much time into his business and not enough time into his Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and that's why he'll be a purple belt for life, just like I'm a purple belt.
Bro, it took me 7 years. First of all, it took me 7 years to get my purple belt because
you're at Uptop.
Bro, when I first opened my business, there was like an entire year where I think I came 3 times. An entire year I came 3 times because that was like my first year in business. And then after that, like now I'm lucky if I can go to the day class twice a week based on my schedule. So I get at least I've been getting 1 day a weekend at least for the last like 3 years.
And then COVID hit and now no training.
No, none. but you know what I'm saying? Everybody
what's your plan when things start opening up? You have a system for coming more than twice a week?
As of now, it depends on the schedule because even my schedule changed now because of COVID, like what I'm doing outdoors and all that kind of
Right,
stuff. We
right.
have virtual classes. So the schedule is completely different than what we used to have.
Are you going to continue the virtual classes?
You have to.
You have to.
You
Dave.
have
you
to.
have to.
I have to continue my virtual
And
classes?
you have
You have to. So here's, okay, you want to, as a business, obviously you need to sustain during this time. You need to try to keep your revenue wherever it is. Some people, when everything's allowed to open, are not going to feel comfortable coming. You have to provide them some type of service. Otherwise, why am I going to keep paying you?
Let's get down to brass tacks here.
So yes, that is why you would need to run like some type of virtual option, like any business.
Are we in the meeting yet?
No, he's still getting ready for the meeting.
All right,
Can
let's
you
go.
be patient for
Yeah.
once in your life?
My bad. My bad.
Before we get into this team meeting, you already heard Ed does 97% of the work and I do 3%.
That's a fact.
So now have at it.
All right, so this is the first thing, like systems. When you create a system, right? I like when I first started trying to figure out how to do this stuff. Like you, like, oh, systems. You're like, what the hell is a system? A system is what works. It doesn't matter. You just make it up based on your business, right? So here's a simple thing you can do. You have two people on your team. We have Ed and we have Dave.
Just
okay?
write 97 and 3.
So here's what we're gonna do. Now, what we're gonna do is list all of the jobs that you have that are necessary for the podcast, everything. And then stuff that maybe you guys have not thought of, I will add to the list, and then we decide who does what. And that is your protocol. Now, from there, you figure out, now, what does each of these things
Gary,
need
do you
to
need
do?
me to hold the mic in front of your face while you do this?
All right, my bad, dog.
I think you're going to need more whiteboard.
Nah, so let's talk about the
Let's talk
jobs.
about-
don't
so,
say it.
baby.
Don't say it.
So here's what we're gonna
didn't
do.
say it.
Just one at a time. You're each gonna list off a job or something that is necessary for your podcast.
Ed, please go first.
I edit the podcast.
Editing. Okay, editing. So what else?
There's social media marketing.
So social.
That's me.
All right. So with social, we have what do you have? What's social? What is it?
We have YouTube. We have Instagram. We have Facebook. We have Twitter. What else do we have?
That's it. And the website. Do you call that social media?
Yes.
Yes, the website. Ed doesn't even know how to get on there.
Okay, so you see how like under editing, if only one person, so that's like one of those. So this is something where you need to learn to break things up, right? If editing is only like a one person only needs to do editing, or let's just say, right? Then, but social, you have multiple different options for social, and maybe Dave, you take 4 and Ed does 1 because of
okay.
for whatever reason.
Ed
So,
needs
like,
more work.
so this
Are
is what
you
I'm saying. Like
joking?
you guys got to figure it out. Like maybe Ed is better at Twitter, so he should do that. or
Nobody's
some-
good at Twitter.
Twitter sucks.
All right. This is all right. I was just trying to give you an example. All right. So, all right, we got editing, we got social. All right. Under social, we listed everything down. What else?
Dave, go ahead.
Marketing. I don't know. Is marketing
Well,
under
marketing,
social?
we have clips. I make the clips.
Clips.
So, marketing is two completely different things, right?
He makes the clips.
marketing
I post
can be
the clips.
you can market multiple ways. So there's a lot of stuff. That
Into
goes
the
underneath that.
microphone.
There's a lot of stuff that goes under marketing because marketing is not just something that has to go out there. Marketing could simply be something like referrals,
Merchandise.
merchandise, referrals, anything.
No, he wanted you to put that up there as its own thing.
No, I don't know. I'm asking him.
All right.
So we can do merch. That's fine.
Guests and the schedule.
Schedule.
Yes, Dave, you talk to the guests. Great job.
Schedule. What else do you guys do?
That's it. And we talk a lot.
Yeah, what else is there?
Well, you're running a podcast. So again, sponsorships, right? That's not
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you
Dave.
hear that, people?
sponsors.
To the death podcast at gmail.com.
Sponsors.
What about the website? Oh, you put the website.
Website's up there.
All right, we got it.
This is going to be slow. Are we going to get into it in a minute?
We're into it right now. This is
this
part
is
of
it? No, I want to
this
argue
is-
more.
No,
This is part of it.
We're trying to learn. We're teaching people how to learn.
So this is part of it, right? Like you guys have to write it down. Like anything that like, one of these things could be a meeting all on its own, right? But you're figuring out all the little things. We can add to this list as we go.
You know what? You've convinced me. When you wrote it down like that, it really makes it look like I do a lot.
Nobody's listening to the podcast. Thanks, Dave.
You're not doing a good job, bro.
What do you mean? How many listens is good? We're doing pretty
That's one of the problems,
good.
Gary, is we don't know how to, I don't know, gauge how we're doing.
We're doing great.
Well, you have to find like a good way to learn to gauge for anything.
What about audience interaction?
There you go. Interact, audience.
There you go. See,
But-
I'm smarter than you.
What are you talking about? You put a list, something up there that we can't control.
What do you talk about? Whenever you talk to people through comments or
Audience
messages,
interaction. Audience interaction
Yeah,
does
but you
not
have
need to be. Mm-hmm.
get them to interact with you.
Yeah, so that's YouTube. You can do that with YouTube because you can have people leave you comments asking
do.
you.
But not a lot.
That's audience interaction.
Ed'll be in charge of that.
No, you've been doing it already.
What do you mean?
So that's audience interaction is just anything that gets them to interact with you by any way, like leaving a comment. They're interacting. That's part of it. So now, okay, Ed, are you okay with doing all of the editing?
Yes.
Okay, so we have editing. So that is your job.
But listen, editing is like a lot of work. I don't think
Okay,
Dave
but
understands.
I understand. What is your problem? He likes to remind me of how much work that he does. I know the amount of work you do, Ed.
All right.
Get your Haagen-Dazs,
So editing
sit
is
in
out.
front of the computer, and edit for 12 hours. I don't care.
Social media.
That's me.
You're going to do all of these.
Yes.
Okay, so Dave is social, which is good.
I do them while I'm at work.
Now, I feel like these two are a fair even. You're
Okay.
even. If he's doing all of this and you're doing all of the editing, even though it takes you a long time, that is fair. Because this...
He's just not good at it. That's why it takes him so
You
long.
gotta be kidding me. It's because people like Gary don't know how to keep the microphone in front of their face.
Do you see? This is what happens when you deal
I
with
think I've been
Ed.
doing it pretty
Now
okay.
you're doing better.
Gary,
You're doing
you're
okay.
trying to help us, and Ed is just
This is
dragging
my
you
relationship
down.
with Ed. Anytime I do
You-
well, anytime I do anything remotely
I've
well,
licked
Ed
the
always
mic
finds a
twice.
way to like yell at me.
Listen, Gary, I don't want your head to get too big. I don't want my head to get too big. Dave's already got the biggest head ever.
This
That's
is
why
why-
I'm trying to
this
poke
is why-
holes in
talking
his
This is
head.
why- this is why Ed is
97-3.
This is why Ed is the best jiu-jitsu coach ever, because he'll never let you feel like a winner.
think he's
You'll
better than
always feel
Yanni?
you'll always feel like you're just never good enough, so you try harder. You know what I'm saying? So
Wait a
that's
second. So you think he's better than Yanni?
No, he never said that.
no. When it comes to somebody like I personally, from just fighting, my fighting background, I need coaches that talk
Negative reinforcement.
like almost not down to you, but like they don't really like when my boxing coach gave you a compliment, like it was months.
It's worth more.
Before.
Yeah, it's worth a lot more.
exactly. And when you feel, you can kind of tell when someone is like, do you think they think you did okay? Whenever he was like, you could tell he was like upset with you. You felt horrible. So you need coaches like Ed.
Some
who
people-
will always
well,
say
no,
you-
How do we get Ed to feel horrible about himself so
I
that
already
maybe he
feel
can better
terrible about
himself?
myself. How do you think I pull from my own negative energy and I
Ed,
put it on
Ed,
you?
I can
All right,
vouch
let's
that
go.
Ed
Keep
does
going
feel
down
bad
the list
about
here.
himself.
Marketing. Neither of us are doing either of that and are no good at it. Continue.
So
Let's skip that.
all right,
one.
so marketing, if you're no good at it, the two of you, then you got to do it together. We need to team on this.
We'll
'cause
have
we're
a
both-
meeting about that.
This is the meeting.
No, we're gonna figure out what your job is first.
All right, we're figuring out jobs.
All right, so you both got that one. Merch.
I'll do that. We're not having any.
Guests.
That's me.
That's you, Davey boy.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job, actually. This is the one thing Dave's really good at is
Because I have no shame, as
zero.
Ed says. I reach out to everyone.
So you're better suited for that. That's how that works. That's why you take that responsibility.
Sponsors, that's been me.
What do you mean? You've been doing nothing.
I've reached out to 24 people, I
How's
think.
it going?
We've not gotten a sponsor yet. Maybe it's the podcast. Maybe it's not my pitch.
That's what I'm saying, Gary. I'm thinking negatively.
Nah. So
Nah.
Oh,
Whoa,
he's
whoa, whoa,
gonna
whoa.
give
Don't
it
even
to
think about giving me that sponsors.
No, no,
That's
no,
me,
no.
because I have the no
Listen.
shame.
Hold on. No, this is a.
A team effort.
Oh,
Yes.
I hate this.
We can't work well together, though.
Well, you got to learn if you want this to grow. You have to learn,
I'm
my
happy
man.
with the way it is.
Describe the referrals.
Yeah, I don't
So
understand. what that is.
referrals, this for you could just be simple. Like I guess for podcasts, it would be like trying to get people to shout you out. So like you coming onto my podcast, I am referring my followers or my listeners to your podcast. That's a simple way to do it. Like maybe you could do that with other people who have podcasts and you just shout each other out. Now you're both
How
giving
about
each other referrals.
if we contractually obligate our guests
No,
repost?
No.
Ha!
No.
I said no to that as well, Gary.
No.
No, that was your idea.
No, it was never my idea.
So
no way.
what you could do, I'm going to give that one to Ed only because I
Yes.
know that you probably know more people than he does who
That's
have
not true.
podcasts.
Oh, well, that podcast maybe.
Well, this is what
I don't know anyone.
this is how referrals work. You got to try to pick up
Ed's
followers. so
apparently
other
a
people
buddy
who
with
have-
Joe Rogan. They were texting. You told me you were texting.
I was dreaming about that.
Here I am. I
Oh,
thought we were
man.
having Rogan on the podcast.
So-
you said you were
Oh,
texting
man,
him.
You guys are funny.
Yeah, topics is both of us for
Yeah.
sure.
In topics.
We
All right,
have
so
a
that's
joint Google thing.
there you go. That's smart, man.
Whose
Thanks,
idea was
Gary.
that?
It was my idea. Google Drive is one of my favorite
I don't know if that was your
Do
idea.
you guys do Google Suite, G Suite?
What is that?
You should look into that. That's
You
probably
got it?
better than what you're doing.
That's better. That's more on you.
It probably has more that you can take advantage of.
such as
G
Like you
Suite.
each get you guys are probably sharing a drive. You would
Yeah.
each get your own drive. Like you guys both have different jobs, so you can each have your own drive and just share what you want with each other.
I'm not sharing anything with him.
Stuff that you need to,
No,
like
we don't need to.
sponsors.
No,
You
then
know
we'll
what I'm
just use the Google Drive.
Just look into it. All right.
Hashtag look into it.
All right,
And then, this-
one of the biggest things in
I would say
podcasting
just both of you here.
is yes, this audience interaction. How do we get them? Yeah, they like to listen, and they say like, "You're doing a good job."
We should do merch giveaways.
I said that to you.
I just said that to
You're
you.
That's
saying
great.
that now.
That's
I
a-
thought of that.
But that's a great way to get them to interact with you. That's like if you guys like, again, you guys, what you could do, like a side thing is like review like geese, right? Buy geese from different companies, try them on, roll with them, say what you like about them, what you don't like about them. Is make it an
And then
honest,
give them away.
make it an honest review, and then you could, if you find one that you like really liked, you could, offer like one size, like a certain size or whatever, like for you come up with like a challenge or like some sort of like thing.
Tap Ed. So we have a gi company that Ed really loves. We're not allowed to say their name anymore because they sent us an email requesting that we did not. But
He's making that up.
I totally made that up. But we're not going to say their name anyway because they don't deserve it now.
Why don't?
I don't know what
Why?
his problem is. He's just like he's getting turned down so much that he just can't even take it anymore. They're just ignoring him.
Yeah, they're ignoring me. I haven't been turned down yet. I haven't been answered
You
yet.
haven't been answered. All right, so
Hey,
the next
what's
part
that
of so
saying?
listen-
Ed, give me your baseball saying. You can't strike out if you don't swing or
That's
something.
not what it is.
Say
you miss
it.
100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
There you go.
All right,
That's hockey.
Hockey?
So listen, this is the next step, right? You guys both have a list, and it's like even work. Like even though one might be more physical work, it's still even work with what you need to do and what each side of this, because you need each side of this to work well for your podcast to grow, right? You just need it. So now what you have to do is figure out, well, what do each of these things need? What do we have to do with each of these things? That's the next step. And you both have to be a part of that, because you have to be okay with, like you guys come up with, like, let's just say a way that you want to run your Twitter. You figure out a way to run that you want to run your Twitter.
Dave doesn't want to run Twitter.
All right,
He
let's
says
I'm
he
just
runs
giving,
it
can I
through
just, let me just
Instagram.
Keep going to Twitter.
Let
Twitter
me
is the
give-
worst platform ever
Let
created.
me give an example. So this is just an example, right? Maybe you want your Twitter to only put like, I don't know, like some kind of like jokes or whatever, like maybe just like the bloopers or whatever that you guys have from your.
You telling me we got to start writing jokes now?
No. I'm just saying, like, you want to make like funny comments or whatever. Like, you guys are funny. Even if you just posted like an interaction of what I did, like that's great. to
Dave's not
post.
funny.
You guys are funny
I'm not
together.
trying to be funny.
You guys are funny together.
I'm trying my hardest to be funny.
I've laughed.
People have noticed.
I laughed. I was like laughing nonstop when we recorded my show. So you guys are funny together. You're funny together. It's great. But anyway, you guys have
Are
to
you
both
undressing
agree.
me with your eyes?
Yes.
You guys both have to agree upon what needs to be done for that platform. Now, what's the next one? Instagram, every social media platform is a completely different platform. So while some of them like Facebook and Instagram work together,
So
right?
does Twitter.
They're
Twitter doesn't work with them.
they are two completely different audiences. Like the Facebook audience is not the same as the IG audience. A lot of people have both, but I really only use my Instagram. I still have a Facebook,
Your
but I don't use
Instagram
it.
shares to your Facebook, right?
Yeah,
Perfect.
but that's not Facebook. Like a good example is on Instagram, when you post multiple pictures, you can make it a carousel. Facebook doesn't have that kind of option. You have to physically click through or whatever. So like those are two different features. So when you post up something on Instagram that has multiple images, you can't share it to Facebook. You have to go physically to Facebook and post all of the pictures in one post. It's like it doesn't share. So certain things don't cross interact. And because it's not, Facebook isn't meant for that. People who want to see carousels go to Instagram. So it's a different audience. That's why each platform is completely different. You have to look at how to run each of them individually as their own, or what you decide
Are you paying
want to
attention,
do.
Dave? He's talking to you. This is your
Excuse
job.
me, what have I told you recently? That I am posting individually on each platform because I like doing that better. You interact with individuals better that way.
Yes,
But Twitter
but-
can still take a hike.
So that's good. So listen, that's good. Maybe you guys don't want a Twitter. That's fine.
We
I
have
want a
it.
Twitter.
It automatically shares. He feels like he's going to connect with all
Listen
of
to
his
me,
famous
Gary.
You can't.
comedians
So that's
through
why
Twitter.
Twitter doesn't work the same way. So you
I
can't
know
just.
you can't. Twitter's,
Yeah.
You want to talk about Facebook and Instagram have crossover audience.
do.
Twitter does not. Twitter is completely on its own. So that's why I want it. We have to build that separate audience, and he doesn't want to do this.
But now
Nobody's on Twitter.
Nobody
So-
that we know is on Twitter. There's millions and millions of people on Twitter.
I'm sure there's.
Oh my
there's
God.
think of your audience in general. Some people might like Twitter. You know what I mean? Like it's
No one likes Twitter.
anyway. So you guys have to look into how to run each platform and how you want to run. Like for YouTube, it would make way more sense if you guys have video, right? Like that would. That's
Who's
what the
going to buy the camera?
You can
have
use your
a
phone,
camera.
bro. You can use your phone. You can use phone cameras.
What about the
That's
audio?
what Yanni does.
You're recording the audio separate. The video, you just learn to piece it together. That's another part of
These
editing.
microphones are different for that kind of thing.
The
for
amount of
far away
editing
stuff.
that he does to the audio, if he had to do that to video too, it would be ridiculous.
But all you got to do is set the camera up, the phone to record you, and then just use this for the
Yeah,
voice.
but these microphones, you think he can keep this in front of his face while we're doing whatever we're doing?
Who,
on the
me?
mats? That's what I'm saying. Like we
I
can't-
can keep this in front of my face.
But you guys have, like, I'm watching you right now. What's
yeah,
what's
who's
wrong?
got a
You're
problem?
keeping
The
it in
only
front of your
problem
face
is
right now.
Gary.
They gotta sync it. It's different stuff. You know it is different stuff.
It's not. Nah. You have to sync it, but that's once it's synced, that's it. It's
All
done.
we have to do is get better to where we don't need any editing done.
We aren't that good.
Well, you
I'm
get better. You'll get better.
Working on it. Are you?
Are you joking? Are you kidding me?
Are
Nobody
you
listens.
trying to get better?
Not even counting our own podcast, which I listen to 5 or 6 times each episode. I listen to 30 hours of additional podcasts on top of that. You
Yes.
are not doing that.
All right.
You're not paying
Are you
attention. But you're not paying
serious? Are you-
attention. You're not paying
you guys
attention.
are
I
to what
great.
work
they're saying.
40 hours a week. I listen to podcasts every hour that I'm at work.
Yeah, because you drive, right?
No,
I thought you.
I just don't want to talk to anyone.
Oh, so they just let you listen to. You can
I
listen to
put
music?
my earbuds in and I work all day long.
There you go.
And he
All right.
loves his job.
Oh, yes, love. He's so ungrateful, isn't he, Gary?
I'm definitely
He is.
not,
Not
ungrateful.
enough
Listen,
that you're a
Nah,
guest.
nah, you are.
Now he wants you to do all, like, you have to jump through hoops
No.
while you're on the podcast.
Can you explain to people, our audience, just give them some thoughts on me? You did talk about us on your podcast.
We both agree you're a great person.
No,
Ed.
I wanna-
We like you, but not everyone does.
No. I want Gary to explain the type of person that I am.
Ed,
The reason I am. He
Start your
understands.
Ed is,
description with the L word. A
So,
Z.
if
Why?
you don't know Ed, I said this on mine. I'm gonna say it here. If you don't know Ed, you kind of think he's an a-hole. He comes off as one.
100%.
He comes off as one. He does. I'll admit that he does. He comes off as one. Just
Say it
even,
one more time for the
even,
people.
Even like when he's just sitting there, he just he always looks. Look at him. He looks mad right now. He always
He
looks
is
like,
mad.
This is the,
It's
this is the
taking
way-
every ounce of
This is-
energy to not punch me in the face
This
right
is
now.
the way Ed looks in general. This is just your face. So, but when you get to know Ed, Ed's like the greatest guy ever.
Yes,
he's the
agreed.
nicest person. He's the nicest person, especially when it
I
comes.
agree. Why are you
when
looking at
it
me?
when it comes to jiu-jitsu, Ed goes out of his way to watch you roll and help you with what you're like. If you go up to Ed, a lot of people, I feel like a lot of like younger belts or lower belts like are always so nervous to like ask questions, and maybe like other gyms are different than ours, I would imagine. But like everybody at at Yanni's when we train, nobody cares, bro. We got brown belts rolling with white belts. It doesn't matter. Like you're just there to train. So a lot of times, like I feel like younger belts are just scared to ask, but Ed will straight go up to a white belt and tell him like, "Hey, I saw you doing this with your spider guard. You should do this instead." And then I've seen Ed for like a couple of weeks keep helping that same person with the same thing. I've seen it. So Ed just goes out of his way to do that. That's he's a nice guy. He is. He's great. And if you ever see Ed with his daughters, he's a giant teddy bear on the inside.
I'm not
He
that
is.
big. I'm not that big.
You're a
you're
big
getting
old
pretty
teddy bear. Ed's a big old teddy bear. When you see him with his daughters, it's a whole different Ed. But Ed is a great dude. I love Ed. And when it comes to helping you with your jiu-jitsu, Ed's helped me a lot.
That's because I'm
throughout
part
the years.
of the Jan Father Mafia as well as Gary is. Dave is not.
I'm on the outer edges.
So we saw
We
ya-
just asked him today, and he said, you know what he said? He said it's not even up to him.
What do you mean?
It's up to the individual.
What?
How the heck does anyone do? That's it. I'm in.
You're not in.
No,
it's up
he
to-
said it's up to me.
No.
I feel like if you just go to the school in general, like if you like being there, if we have other, we're affiliated with other gyms, and some of their members sometimes come to our gym. It's like you're part of the mafia.
Thank
like,
you.
Not true.
You're there. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's listen in the
Jan
mafia. If
Father.
you're not 100% Italian, you can't be in.
What?
If
They're
you're
just not a
100
made man.
You're not. You can never be made. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could be
I don't want to be made.
an associate. He's a Jan Father Mafia associate. That's the best I can give you.
Shout out to my number 2 fan, John Galante.
I talked to him today, and
We're not talking about your dad on the podcast again.
No, I'd actually like to tell you that he would like to have a match with you. He wants me to train him to have a match with you because You were very disrespectful to him.
I didn't get to
mean? I
answer.
gave him a
so
shout
I
out.
didn't- I didn't get to answer you guys on my podcast. I think with that question, with who I think would win between the
Oh
two
yes,
of you.
absolutely.
I never got to answer. So
Yeah, but you admitted to never roll.
I've
with
never
me.
rolled with Dave.
I'm the weakest person you'll ever roll with. Continue.
I'm much stronger than Dave. That's a fact.
Yep. Continue.
Ed is strong as hell. So
I
I've
also
only
have the
ever,
worst technique out of anyone
only
you've ever
ever
rolled with. Continue.
I've only ever rolled with Ed. I have not rolled with Dave. But just from rolling with Ed and knowing how tough he is and seeing him roll with other people, I would bet my money that it would be like a close match, but Ed might be better. I think Ed might come out on top.
It's not
And that's the episode
It's not-
today. Gary, thank you for your time, but
Gary.
you can leave.
very politically correct answer. I dominate Dave every roll we have.
Every roll. Not every roll.
Fine.
We rolled a week ago.
Gary,
I passed his guard,
hold on.
mounted him,
Ed's
put him
pretty
in
good,
S-mount,
man.
almost arm bar.
I just haven't seen you roll, so it's not fair. It's not fair for me
But
to.
Gary,
Wait,
just
you're
me,
shaking your head like that didn't happen.
Just
I'll
me-
provide video evidence.
me as a person. You know me. Certain rolls I take off. I take
Yeah.
off many rolls. Actually, most rolls I take off. I never give 100%.
Yes.
Most rolls, because what would happen? I would throw up all over the map.
That would be fantastic.
So
Yes,
if
that would
we
happen.
We're having a 5-minute match.
Yep.
'Cause we're masters.
Because we're masters. I can do that. I can do 5 minutes hard as I can and go throw up afterwards. So if you ever see me roll as hard as I can, you felt me. Like, sir, I don't roll hard every time, but when you feel me roll hard,
When Ed feels like picking up, when Ed gets in shape, that's when I feel Ed roll
Listen
hard.
to
And
me.
that's
I
those
don't
are hard
want to
rolls.
hear
Those are terrible
those
rolls.
words in the same sentence ever again because I've known Ed since 2014 and he hasn't
Yeah.
been in shape.
The
When
look
we
of
talked
shame
to
on
Dennis,
Ed's face right now. Is
when we talked to Dennis, he said the last time he saw
Oh.
Ed in shape was 2010. That's 10 years
That's not
ago.
true, Gary. Since I know you, you know I've been in shape.
Nah. Because I started jiu-jitsu 2012, and when me and Ed started doing that training, it was maybe 2013.
And what kind of shape was he in?
That's when he was working out with me. He was in good shape.
That's right. I was working out with Gary. 170.
Okay.
I was
He's
training him.
230 pounds now.
No, I am not. Gary,
You got down. Well, what
how
did we
long?
Get
How you got me down to 170 again?
Yes,
What am I wearing now? If you looked at me,
220.
Come on, I'm not 220.
Wait, do it again.
I've never been
do it again.
220.
Do it. Come on.
What are you
Wait,
weigh?
I got to turn.
Don't lie to me.
I'm
215.
210 pounds.
No,
Yeah.
really?
I'm lean, baby. All right. Listen, I'm 25 pounds away from being in decent shape. Maybe 30
come on.
pounds. I could
Gary,
be
25 pounds.
I could
And
be.
at 170 was a scary dude, man.
That's 40. That's 40 pounds.
See,
I don't need to lose any weight to beat Dave, but that's not the point. The
no,
point
because
is
he wants to be fat and lay on me.
no. Do you know my?
yes, he
'Cause
does.
I'm
When he gets
weak.
tired, when he gets tired, that's what he does, though. He
I
does.
know, because I'm weak and I can't get him off of me. I have to go train with Emily so that she can teach me little people skillful, technical jujitsu.
But then you're not going to do that before our match, so you're
I
you're
am.
screwed.
I have a private scheduled.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. But I'm going to.
She already blocked him on all
She
social
did
media.
block me on social
That's
media.
great.
I was sending her too many messages.
But Gary would help me if I asked him right now. Like, can you get me in shape? for this
Gary,
match?
I
He
think
will.
he would help me if I asked him, just
No.
because he's a good guy.
I would help the both of you.
See?
Don't help
Now,
him.
now you're just like Jamie. Jamie's going to prep each of us for this match, and then he's going to coach each of us at the same time, but not tell us who he's coaching at the time. He's just going to start screaming out instruction.
There you go.
I am gonna flex on Dave so hard.
I don't know what that means. What are you going to flex
It's
exactly?
gonna be an embarrassment. You ever watch WWE?
Yeah.
Showboating. I'm gonna do that on top of him. I'm gonna talk trash. Everybody's gonna hear it. I'm gonna make gang signs at the camera.
But everybody's going to see the two of us, and they're going to go, oh, of course. That's like Mikey Musumeci going against that guy, Sahif.
But he can
Shahif?
win anyways. He wins anyways.
Yeah, but I'm not Mikey Musumeci.
Exactly. Be him.
You're still Shahif or Sahif. Or
I don't know who
whatever
that
his
is.
name
The problem with
I love watching you two interact. This is amazing.
Oh,
I
this
love
isn't
it.
even that good because
Nah,
his
it's great.
pills are wearing off.
What are the pills you take, guys?
Stack Performer.
Don't bring them up on the podcast.
Well, you didn't even-
StackPerformer.com.
Yeah, but you didn't reach out to them. That's who I want you to reach out to.
I'm going to reach out to them next. Is it StackPerformer.com?
I don't know. I've only bought their product once.
And it's lasted all this time.
Well, I don't take it every day like I should. That you're supposed to take it every
You're
day.
supposed to take it every day?
But it's expensive.
Well, yeah.
What about if we reached out to Chimera Coffee and we tried
I don't like coffee.
with nootropic?
I don't like coffee.
I love coffee.
I love coffee.
You should. There you go.
No, but
Different
if I
products
hate
that
the
you can
thing,
review.
I can't review it. I'm not reviewing that.
I'm not taking
No.
a
Well, you do
stacker.
one and
It's
he
a
does
drug.
the other.
It's not a drug.
The only drug I do is coffee.
It's nootropics, natural supplement.
All right, so
don't
let's
think
move
that-
on to the rest of this team meeting because you guys keep.
So when do you plan on enrolling your son in jiu-jitsu? And do you plan on taking him to core?
No, don't take him there. It's too far. He's not
I'm
driving all the way out
kidding,
there.
but I want to know, what age are you planning on signing him up?
I I guess as soon as he's old enough, I definitely want him to like start younger. So as soon as he's old, I don't know, whatever. What's the youngest age you take?
4.
I take 4. Yanni, what age does Yanni take?
4. But
4.
I don't want to start at 4 just because my own daughter's temperaments, I don't think they'll be ready. I think 6 or 7 for me.
Gary, you really need to listen to the last podcast to hear about his daughters. It's hilarious.
I don't even remember now.
Oh, the diaper? Taking the diaper off?
Oh, yeah. My daughter's been taking naps, and we come upstairs when she's done with her nap, and she's naked, and there's pee-pee all over the bed.
Are you serious? Oh, dude.
It's her thing now. It's like a calling card.
Didn't you say that one time she threw it against the wall?
No, you just making stuff up.
No, you told me that she took it off and threw her diaper against the wall one time.
Did she?
She didn't do that.
Oh.
Never? That wasn't...
No.
I wonder who the heck that was then.
Who else do you hang out with? We hang out every day.
Every day?
Almost.
We hang out every day?
We're like a married couple now. I mean, we.
You guys seem you
That's
guys.
why we bicker so much.
You guys interact like one.
He's
for
getting
real.
me upset though.
Upset, really?
Like
You're getting upset.
if I saw y'all interacting with each other like out in the world
Don't
and
say
I didn't
it.
know you, I might, you know what I'm saying? I might think
Don't
something.
say
you know? The
what,
way
what were you going to say, Ed?
What?
Say it.
We are a very inclusive podcast, and
No,
that's-
wait a second. You said... what were you just going to say? That I said don't... What were you going to say?
I don't know.
I'm bringing you down? I'm making you feel bad?
You
What were
see,
gonna say?
this is why.
Have you ever seen grumpy men? Grumpy
Yes.
old men?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Oh,
We had
man.
a listener actually email us and tell us that that's who we reminded them of.
Yeah.
I don't remember their names, the actors'
That's great.
names.
There's nothing wrong with
Oh,
that.
yeah,
It's funny,
yeah.
man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's funny.
How can we get people to listen to us, Gary?
You just got to keep putting it out.
That's it.
Content.
That's it.
Keep chugging along.
The only way people are going to listen is if they have something to listen to. You just got to keep posting. You got to keep putting it out, and then you have to work on all this stuff needs to get worked on for your podcast to be successful, right? So once you guys,
That's a lot of work.
What the next thing you guys need to do is literally take each individual thing and then break them down, and then come up with what does this job entail? What does this entail? What do I have to do here? What do I have to do here?
All right, I'm not going to blow smoke, but I'm not interested in any of that.
You got to do it, man. That's just part
Well,
of business.
Gary, you have your own podcast. What
Yeah.
are some of the goals that you
Real
have for
talk with
yourself?
G.
Yeah.
Yeah, Real Talk with G. So for me, it's just like the stuff that I've gone through, like with running my own business, and then seeing, like, you know, when I first started my business, like YouTube was a huge part of it, like almost like that was my business at the beginning. And then from there it turned into like, now I need to get clients, because that's like current, like recurring income that I can have if I have a consistent client. So YouTube at the time wasn't making that much money. You go towards the route that makes more money. And then because I got so busy with that, YouTube became like a burden, and I stopped doing it. I didn't do it at all anymore for like
70,000 followers, and you
there was
stopped.
like 3-4 years that I didn't touch the channel at all. There was 3-4 years that I didn't touch the channel. So, you know, but now I'm picking it back up. So like, just like the way that everything changes, like I started out with one thing and it turned to another and it turned to another. Now it's turned to another. So now, like, where at first all I cared about was maybe having a gym or two, now I see so much more possibility with like owning like maybe a really big facility, or like a small facility, a huge facility, maybe turning my gym into a franchise. I don't know. Like, there's so many endless possibilities. And now because of the way fitness is moving, like even before COVID hit, fitness was moving to an online platform. So I was starting to do a lot of online stuff. And it just so happened that when COVID hit, I had all my online stuff ready to go because I had already been working on it. So I was able to give my clients stuff right away. And now I'm like, oh, now I can test this, because with my current clients, I'm testing the online like training base. And now I know what works and what doesn't based off of their reactions. So now it's like, you know, with what the business is, like where I am, like I'm just trying to, there's no like end goal. It's like with the podcast, what I would like, the podcast is like the next part of what I want to do. And it's really to talk about all of my experiences. I've been doing this for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like I've owned my own business for 10 years, and it's like everything that I went through, from like not making money my first year at all, from in my first year of being open as a gym, like the struggle that was, like the eye-opening experience it was, and the realization that I had to get better at this. The best thing that probably could have ever happened to me when I opened my gym was one of my clients owns his own physical therapy location, and he would talk to me about business because, you know, he wanted to like give me some advice and help me, kind of like what I do with you guys. And one of the best things he ever said to me, it's like, why do you love training? And I was like, he's like, it's because you're good at it, right? I'm like, well, yeah, it's my job. He's like, yeah, you're really good at it, so you love it. Yeah. Why do you hate business? Because I'm not good at it. He's like, exactly. what did you do to get good at fitness? And then like what do you think you have to do to get good at business? Like it's like, so if you want to be really good at anything, you have to study it. So now like the podcast for me is a way to share my experience and also a way to study something new.
Okay, you went so far that I have so many points that I have to backtrack on so that we can talk about. All
Okay.
right? So first, you said that you wanted a big gym, little gym, expand, franchise. All right. First, to that, I don't believe you because we
Why?
were going to go into business together, and you said I wasn't good enough. Okay.
No, no.
Next
Yeah,
next
He
point.
did say that. He
First,
said that. That's
next
exactly what he
point.
said.
All right.
I said that you weren't
said
good
that
enough?
You enjoyed.
I said that?
You enjoyed
No, that's
training.
You implied it.
No, I did not.
You said that you enjoyed training because it's something that you're good at. I am not good at jiu-jitsu, but it's my favorite thing. I will have to revisit this and find out why that is. Why I'm bad and why I enjoy being bad. All right. Next.
Nah, but it's
Once we go back to normal, is the podcast something that you're planning on continuing?
once we I'm gonna continue it. Yeah, I
All
need
right,
to answer all your.
You didn't even answer the podcast question, really.
I did. No, well, I was getting
Kind of,
to it.
yeah, you were getting there.
The podcast.
You were
is-
running away on me. And
I
I had to
was.
rein
Man.
you
See, this is what
back
happens.
in.
I go on to these tangents. No, so with the podcast again, it's like the next thing. It's like I need something else. Like I can't. I'm
Well,
not.
what do you like specifically about the podcast that you're not already getting out of your YouTube stuff?
It's just a different kind of audience. You know what I mean? Like you can get to people on a different level. Like with my YouTube, with what my YouTube channel is, it's all workouts. It's how to, boxing stuff.
They're not really getting to know
well,
you.
can
as
I-
a
Yeah,
person.
they don't know me and they don't know my experience. They don't know what I go through in the background. This is a way to interact with those kind of people and like learning, like just going again to my mastermind, knowing that there's other people like me out there. Like I'm not alone. Like you think when you're an entrepreneur, like you think you're crazy, like because like you're willing to take all these risks that other people are not willing
Well,
to take.
we're kind of on our own lonely podcast island right now because we know people that are on our level like you. We're just starting out. Garrett, who we're going to interview, has his own podcast, but we're just starting out. We don't have the mentor like Yanni's way ahead of us in jiu-jitsu. We could look to him for. We don't have that.
So you got to
So-
find it, man.
Can I make a suggestion for you for the podcast? In order to grow your podcast, you should set up your phone and record you doing the podcast and put it on YouTube.
I should. You're absolutely right. You know what the problem is? I don't
Oh,
have time to
why is-
edit the videos. That's the problem. That's the only reason I
It
haven't done
wouldn't
it
be
yet.
syncing up the audio and the video?
Nah, I just
Oh.
don't have time to do the
So
editing.
I
of the
heard somebody
videos.
talking about
Yeah,
that.
somebody
I
was
can't
mentioning that it was super easy to just sync the audio and
Yeah.
the video.
Well, it's super easy when it's the only thing that you're doing. When you're running a
Oh, you
facility
mean- you
and
mean
when
if you
you're
work 2
building
days
an
a week?
online
If you
platform.
If you work 2 days a
and, you know
week
what
and you
I'm
had
Hold
nothing
on
but
here.
time to edit.
Somebody's only got one kid so far. When I got 2 kids, and I still
You
have a
work 2
job.
days- bro,
Wait,
you
are
work
you
2 days a
feeling
week.
guilty?
You work 2 days a
Hold
week.
on,
Do you
hold
feel
on.
somebody
2 days
was
a week, my
talking to
man.
you, Ed?
Now listen to me. Papa worked last night,
Papa.
and things in the world are going a little crazy right now. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So I need to catch up on some of my own sleep. That cuts into I didn't really get to record all today, and we're here with you recording. That takes time. We recorded for your podcast,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
don't have as much free time as you're talking about here, buddy. Don't talk down to me.
Ask him, I want you tomorrow at this time, text Ed and ask him what he's done all day, and you'll get an idea of how much free time he has.
I'm telling you, the free time has been going out the window since we started this.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
Doesn't
good.
it
That's
feel
what
good
you
to be
wanted.
busy?
But that's what you wanted.
I know it's what I wanted, but Dave is
I-
bringing me down. He's not doing his part, his fair share, and we
Oh, I'm
aren't as
sorry.
successful as we could be.
I've taken a picture of the list, and according to that list, there's a couple more things on my side than yours.
If it took, listen, you know how many hours a week he puts into this podcast besides
He
the recording
already
itself?
said
Probably
that
about
it
a half-
doesn't matter
he probably
how
does.
long the
It
jobs
does. It
take.
for sure does. That's a part
No,
of it.
he already said it didn't.
He half-asses a half hour a day. Great job. A half-ass hour a day.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I give my full ass to every hour I put into this thing.
I
I'm confused.
I believe that. The podcast is just a way for me to reach another platform. It's just a different, different group of people. And then, there's potential to, again, like sponsorships. Is it like coming up with like some sort of business, like mentoring type thing? I don't know. It's whatever, sky's the limit. But it's just a way for me
Sky's
to
the
read.
limit. How many times do I tell Ed that? Ed, tell him. How many times do I tell you that?
Listen, Gary, I'm just going to wait for you. I'll give you a year, and then you'll be way ahead of us, and then I'll ask you to mentor us.
Nah.
How many times do I tell you the sky's the limit? Reach for the stars. How many times? Tell Gary.
He never said that to me.
I'm going to choke you to death.
Reach for
To
the
the
stars,
death?
my man. Sky's the
To the
limit.
death. I'm
There's
gonna choke you
there's
to the
no-
death.
There's no. I mean, who knows? There's no. There shouldn't be. You set your own ceiling. At the end of the day, you set the ceiling that you.
That's right, and I'm in the
believe,
outdoors,
like
baby.
the ceiling that you believe you're able to
All
attain.
right, fine. This ties into something I want to ask you. How to deal with plateaus. I feel like we've hit a plateau, how do we get?
You're
break through?
crazy.
So if you reach a plateau, which even if you feel like one of you
Plateaus
feel,
happen.
they
Plateaus happen
happen.
for
They
sure.
do.
Are
So you have to.
that plateaus don't happen.
No, plateaus
Right, so
happen.
can Gary
okay?
explain to us how to
But
deal with a
you-
plateau? Can you just shut your mouth and let us
Hang on
tell
a second, though, because Gary, you have to understand, he hits a plateau every single day. Okay, every day.
I do have personal plateaus. That
Yeah.
happen
All
a
right.
lot.
So every day. This is as high as the podcast is going to go. We're not going to get any better. We should quit.
There's gonna be a
every
long
day.
episode of you guys just yelling at each other the whole time.
Can you just help us, please? Please, I'm
Yeah.
begging
So
you.
listen, when
Should
you
we go
reach,
to marriage counseling?
you should.
We do need counseling.
You do. So yes, when you reach a plateau, right? Like obviously, what you're doing is good enough to stay where you are. That's why you're at a plateau. You've reached a certain point and you're
Absolutely.
coasting.
I don't
Which-
think we've plateaued.
Well, you gotta. It's. Some people can be like at a plateau, and for them, that's success. That's all they want. They don't care about going more.
No, but I'm with
you
him.
want
I
to-
want more. We want
you
more.
want more. So when you reach your plateau, obviously everything that you're doing is what has gotten you to this point, and you're sustaining. So now, obviously, you need to change. Either you need to add something, you need to figure out a different route. Is it, again, like doing the videos? Is that a better way to do it? Like you have to try new things, and when you try new things, what's going to happen is you're going to fail, and that's fine. That is your road to success. You're going to fail at trying, but you got to try. So look at, there's nothing wrong with looking at what other people are doing and kind of taking it and making it your own. You know what I mean? Like if like on YouTube, everybody sells their own workout program. Does that mean if I sell my own, I'm copying them? No, everybody does it. But maybe I like the way this person marketed it. Maybe I like the way this person
How do you like
set
that
it up.
plateau, baby?
Big
Woo!
You have to check it. Dave just checked his numbers. That's good. That's good that you have an app. What is it, like right on your?
No, I just went right on the website.
Wait,
There
what,
you go.
What do you use for your podcast? What website? RSS
Buzzsprout?
Yeah, but that's what we use.
Yeah, Buzzsprout.
So yeah, Ed checks this 17 times a day.
For sure.
3 or 4 times while we're doing the podcast. All right. So because he feels like we hit a plateau, I felt the need to pull that up because I knew where our numbers would be because I'm positive. And where are our numbers, Ed?
In the
They're
toilet.
Great. He calls that in the toilet.
That's good, bro. Dude, that's amazing. I think
Joe Rogan gets that number every second. Every second.
But you're
bam,
not,
bam,
bro.
bam, bam,
He's
bam.
got episode 1,000.
Rogan will ask us to be on, but we're not there yet. All right.
These numbers make me want to kill myself.
Bro. You're so.
Do you see what I'm dealing with?
Those numbers are great, man. I'm actually really impressed. That's amazing. That's awesome. Good for you
Oh,
guys.
you're
Thank
actually
you.
impressed. Is that
Yeah.
what? Because you expect us to be losers.
No, because I didn't expect that. Like,
exactly, because you think we're losers.
No.
What do you think about me?
because you just
can't
what do you
backtrack
have-
now.
What do you have? 5? What do you have? 5 episodes up? Like
No,
that's
we have
10.
amazing.
10
We have
episodes.
We have-
Dude, but that's still really good.
Oh, see, now it's that's good.
Oh, it's not as good, but it's okay.
No, that's
All right, you guys
good.
okay?
That's amazing. Good for you guys. I think I have like 10. Come on, seriously. Like it's not like that big a deal.
Well, I'm 2 of them.
My dad listens to every episode 1,000 times. We listen every. It's all us.
Thanks, Daddy. He likes when I call him that. Thanks, Daddy.
that's great.
How many times does your mom listen?
She only listens to the Emily one.
Only the Emily one?
Really?
But she knows I'm on all of them, right?
Yeah, she only likes the sound of your voice. She doesn't
I
like
know.
you as a person. I don't think
I don't
anybody-
care.
nobody
Damn.
does.
Nobody likes me as a person.
That was hurtful. Man.
You have to listen to number 10.
I need to.
The first 5 minutes, you're going to cry.
Oh,
You won't.
you see, you should guys.
Yeah, especially because he's listening to us right now.
Those should be the clips that you post on YouTube, just like those.
We should post the clips on YouTube, Dave. You have all the video information. How come you haven't done that yet?
Video information. You have
They're
all
in
the audio.
They're in the email. All the clips that are finished. You could just put them on YouTube.
No, the clip's only 1 minute. I want to put the 5-minute intro on YouTube.
We could do everything. We could do all of it. He doesn't
Yeah?
want to.
Give it to me.
Well, you guys got to figure out how you're going
He
to do
has
it.
all of the audio. I don't even have access to it.
He
so
has-
if anything was to happen to Ed,
You hear what he's saying? Oh yeah. No, well, we could already establish this. If I died,
Yeah.
this would be over. If he
Oh,
died,
also-
I would just have Gary just jump in. Then this would be
Gary,
fine.
are you ready to talk somebody up every second of every day?
You would have
to
to. Yeah.
pull- them out of the gutter?
That's like what I was training him. That's what it was like. So yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but I
there's no
noticed you're not
cardio.
training him anymore. So did you give up or did he give up?
No, that has nothing to do with giving
Somebody
up.
gave up.
No, it's not.
But you
wasn't
didn't
me.
continue to
I never
make
give
him
up.
strive
I
for the
never.
next
I
level.
never give up for my clients ever.
Gary, you're not even on the mats anymore, so I didn't want to hear about that.
Oh, he's
What's that?
calling
First
you
of all,
out.
no one's been on the mats. It's freaking for like the last 3 months.
I've been on the mats.
You
teaching my
own a
Zoom
gym.
classes.
You own a school.
Whatever. I'm saying once.
Now
it's
you're
up-
making excuses.
Listen, when this comes out, everything's opened up again.
That's
well,
not
yeah.
true.
Kinda, could be.
Could be.
Let's say it is.
Okay.
Where are you? Are you on the mats or what?
Yeah, of course.
What
I had
day?
to go back.
What days are you going to be on that?
Like, well, again, it depends on the schedule because I still got to work mine. You know what I mean?
We're Monday through Thursday, 7:30 at night. Saturday is 1:30
See
in the
now, so
afternoon.
here's an honest question for you. With everything the way that it changed, you would keep your same schedule,
I'm just going to shorten classes for a little while.
but you would like the times. You wouldn't
Yes.
change them.
No.
So I don't know about you guys, but like I feel like now everybody like is done with everything earlier. People don't like it's
We were
not.
talking to Yanni today, and he asked if he wanted to come roll at like 7:30. And Yanni's like, "Ooh, it's kind of late. I like to be kind of packed in by
That's what
then."
I'm saying. People are used to the new schedule, and you're still.
This is not a new norm. Yes, we all have to adapt. I'm forcing the old way back into everyone's
I
life.
agree. I agree
Yeah.
with that. I agree with that. Force it, Dave.
Forcing, yeah. I'm ramming right down their throat.
All right,
hate
well,
change.
yeah.
Take it.
There you go. There you go.
No, but you're right. The change is part of it. There's
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
know,
always adapt.
That's
Yeah,
like
but
we're
once
gonna
school
we're
starts
gonna
back up again. I can't push the classes up anymore. So I could push them up temporarily.
Well, but I mean, for the summer, you could have a summer schedule, right?
I always keep the schedule the same.
Really?
Yeah,
For the kids?
for everyone.
Really?
That's how I've done it in the past. I
Maybe you
don't know
should
any
change
better.
them.
Maybe I should. But when I do it earlier, especially during the summer, I feel like you get less kids attending because they're busier, they're out. It's
for sure busier.
summertime.
But you got to do. That's where like doing like a camp, like a day camp.
Well, listen, some of us, not Ed,
All right,
work
this is,
5
all right,
days
fine.
a
This
week.
is a good point. All right, Dave is working towards making jujitsu his full-time gig. All right, how could he attain that? Like, how can he let go, pull the chute? When is he ready to jump
Well, I have
out?
to wait until COVID is completely
I'm not,
gone.
I'm saying
Yeah.
let's say everything's back to normal. What? How can he attain this goal?
You
of
need to
quitting?
have that number in your head of what you need.
I have it in my head.
If you know the number that you're
$30,000 a month.
No,
30,000 a month. That's a good number.
That's not the
That's a
number.
good number.
That's not the number.
But
I would take it.
Like think of like when I took the risk. I just
I
quit my
know.
job. Yeah. But when you
I heard you on number 2. See? This is something Gary and I are going to agree on. When we had Dennis on the podcast and we talked to Dennis, he was young, under 30 years old, no wife, no kids, offered an opportunity to teach at Shaolin's full time, and he moved to D.C. to work for the government instead. What
Dave,
would you have
shut
done?
Your mouth. All he wants to do is
No.
rip on Dennis. Every episode,
It's
he's got to do
not-
a
oh
little
my
dig,
God.
little dig.
No,
Everybody-
because this is a lesson for everyone. I want anyone that's young and that doesn't have things tying them down to take that risk.
So when I was, how old was I? 20
Episode 2 of Real Talk with G.
Yeah, I was 23, I think, when I made the plunge. But I guess it just depends on
everybody has a different lived experience.
Yeah.
and you have to listen.
I just want to know if he would recommend people take a chance while they can.
if the only reason that I took that risk, it was probably the biggest risk I ever took in my life, like leaving a very, very high paying job that was like secure and benefits 401k, and then to just like I'm like, all right, I'm done. So
Yeah,
it
but
was
did
it
you-
was
did
Let
you
him
have-
finish.
No. Did
It
you
was-
have any doubt in your mind that you weren't going to succeed?
No, he's a positive individual.
yeah, nah.
Exactly.
Because
Exactly.
if
So
you had
there-
to make
let-
that, if you had
let's
to
say-
make, if you
let's
got to
say-
make that jump,
Right.
if you're negative,
not
don't
not
take
even
it.
negative. If there's any doubt, would you recommend doing it?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So
No, that's not true. There was doubt that I was going to fail, but I was willing to. Like I was positive enough in myself and my ability that I could do it. I'm like I can, even if it was just running the gym. Again, I didn't know what I wanted. I just opened my thing and it became something else over time. But when I first opened, I just wanted to run the gym. I just wanted to run the gym, be successful at this. So there was like I knew that I could do that, but it was still scared of failing.
I'm not
So,
saying
you
scared
know
of
what I
failing.
mean?
I'm
Like,
saying everybody's path is different, and you can't just broadly say everybody should just take the shot.
I
you
didn't
know?
say everybody
That's what
should.
you're
I said
saying.
I think everybody should.
No, whatever. I don't think that everybody should. I think everybody has to measure themselves.
I
And
think
if
you
they're
gotta.
ready to
I think
take
you got to
the
know
shot-
yourself and what you really
Right.
want.
So Dennis
and
didn't think that was the right move, and I think he's correct. If he's certain in his ways, that's what's going to make him happy. You asked
I'm
him if
not
he's happy
pointing
now.
out Dennis
You really were.
specifically.
You
I'm
pointed
saying any. Well, he was
But
just an
yeah.
example.
Who brought
but
him
I'm
up?
saying
Who brought it up?
anyone young that has an opportunity. When you have nothing tying you down like that, I think you should jump on that opportunity
But
because
it
who knows
also,
what's
like,
going to happen.
It also like you got to think of like he had a good thing with his job.
Stop
so-
it now.
No, listen. I understand
I said
that.
we're not pinpointing Dennis specifically.
No,
Using him as an example.
I
You
did
you
use
brought
him
him
as
up.
an
You brought him up
example.
as an
you brought him
example.
up.
Fine.
So like if you got a really good position and it's a job that's hard to get and it's for the government, you know what I mean? Like it's a good position. It's almost like secure because of who your employer is.
Take a look at where we're at right now. Where
As
would
long
Dennis
as-
be right now?
Yeah.
He's not part
He'd
owner
be
of that.
collecting
No.
payment from somebody's PPP, hopefully.
No. You can't rely. You know, do you want to rely on that, or do you? He has a government job. He's doing fine right now. He made
but
the
his
right
It
decision.
all
job is
depends on.
not
It all depends
secure
on. It
either.
really just depends on what kind of lifestyle he was trying to live. If like it made
Well,
more
let's
sense
just
for him
speak
to
more
you know what I mean?
general. I don't want
I
to
don't
keep
like
using
generalities.
I think anybody. I think it just depends on the lifestyle you're trying to live. You know
Stop
what I
hitting
mean?
the mic.
It just depends on the lifestyle. Like I know what kind of lifestyle I'm trying to live, and I need to own my own thing for that to happen. So, I
But
took
that
the risk.
wouldn't have happened if you didn't take that risk.
Nah, I
and
wouldn't have.
Try.
Nah.
Thank you.
So take the risk, Dave. You want to talk all this
There you
crap?
go.
You
Let's
go. Quit your job
Hang
tomorrow.
on a second now.
Oh.
I'm not under 30. I'm married. I have kids.
Excuse.
And I'm still planning on taking the risk.
When?
Well, first let's get over COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? The blooper reel of cut it out. I'll just edit that part out.
Yeah,
Did you-
yeah.
That was
Yes.
all for one episode.
Yeah. It did not take that long to do that, actually.
I have now stopped saying that.
I can't wait to make the one from this episode because he said it a bunch of times
I
already.
didn't say it a bunch of times. Did I
He
say it a
doesn't
bunch
even,
of
like,
times?
when he talks, he doesn't even
I
listen
didn't.
to
I
himself.
said it twice.
Gary,
I
when,
think-
when you talk,
yeah.
he doesn't listen to what you talk. He doesn't listen to what I say.
You definitely said it once during my podcast. You did. You definitely
Did
said
I?
it once. Yeah, you did.
You say it a lot.
So
still.
I've said it 3 times today. We've been recording for 2 hours. That's improvement.
I can't wait to do that. I'm going to show you how many
All
times
I'm
you
trying
Oh,
to
you
do
guys
is
are
improve
great.
myself. What are you doing with yourself, Ed? Growing.
That's messed up. Oh
That's
man,
terrible,
you guys are
terrible.
messed up.
All right, Gary, we're going to get ready to wrap this up. I just want, usually how we end these is we talk about your future in jiu-jitsu and actually what you think in
He
your...
quit jujitsu.
He didn't
I
quit.
never
He's not
quit.
going back.
I never quit.
What do you think
Never.
about the sports growth in general as well as your participation in it?
I love it. I love the growth. I love that people are always coming up with new different techniques and like there's always something new to try. Like it's great like to see even like from my own like journey like where we started like where it was like way more basic type, you know, we did like old school basic jiu-jitsu to like what we do now, like to be part of that and to see the growth and even to see how like it's so cool for me to see like we all learn from Yanni, right? Like me and Ed, like everybody at our school learns
Dave
from
does
Yanni.
too.
I learned from Yanni.
Everybody learns from like everybody in our school learns
I'm
from
in the
Yanni,
mafia.
but everybody in our school has a like almost like a different game. It's crazy to me. What's amazing is like with jiu-jitsu is how it really is just like your expression, your personality. So to see that and to see the growth and like it's getting more, to see it getting way more like eyes on it, like with people doing different things on YouTube, you guys doing a podcast, just people being more aware of it. We're like even like seeing how like now some police departments are looking at doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because they see it's a better way to train their police officers because they can learn to control, you know, like let's learn to actually like control somebody on the ground. Like it's amazing. I love the way that the sport is growing and like where it's going.
What about your personal jiu-jitsu journey?
I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop jiu-jitsu. I'm
gonna
gonna
get- are
I'm
you
gonna be
gonna
a
get
black belt.
you're
Do you
gonna get a
think
black
you'll get
belt?
your black
I'm
belt
definitely
before
gonna be
Ed?
black belt.
Yanni doesn't give out black belts.
Well, I'm gonna,
Do you
I'll
think
be
you're
a
going to get your
brown
black
belt
belt
forever.
before Ed?
nah.
You
You
think
know that would
you got-
require Ed to train.
You think I'm going to get a black belt?
You don't think you're gonna get a black belt?
You're
Come
silly.
on, man.
You're a silly goose.
Bro, you're right there.
Silly goose.
You're right there.
I'm not
Nah,
even there.
I'm never gonna stop. I'm gonna get my black belt. I know I am, and I want my kids to learn it. I'm gonna teach my son. It's like it's something that I can do with him. It's great.
What
man.
about competition?
I don't know. I don't mind competing. It's just for me, like with my like all of the competitions that I've done. Like when I was younger, like I was a competitor. I was boxing, then I did MMA, then I did jiu-jitsu. I was in competitor mode. Now it's like you're barely training twice a week, and then you go like for fun to a competition, and it's like, oh my god, I'm out of shape. I'm like, you start thinking all these things. It's like completely different experience now that you're older and like you're a dad and stuff.
Responsibilities.
Like, doing masters, bro. When I'm not bad. Like I did masters and adult in my last competition, and when I did masters, I was like, all right, I really don't need to be here. Like, it was
What
not,
do you mean?
It was not. Like I feel like I was the youngest. I was younger than everybody in masters by like 8 years. Like it was.
So you felt like you were cheating.
Yeah, it was not. It was like.
Dave loves masters. He
Yeah,
loves...
I'm 39.
Yeah, that's what I'm
deal.
saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I was
And
still like, I'm still in
So
really good
you're telling me
shape.
not to do masters and I'm 31?
You're
No,
31
you
and
should
fat.
do masters.
Thank you.
You should do masters.
Why should I do masters
You're
if you don't
not
want
in
to do
shape.
masters?
You're not in shape, bro.
I'm going to get in shape.
You're not in
You think
shape.
I'm going to compete
I'm
out of
still
shape?
athletic.
Round
you know what
is
I'm
a
saying?
shape.
Huh?
You want to go right now arm wrestle? Kill you.
What's with you in the arm
What's
wrestle
that got to do with being
competition?
In my
athletic?
mind-
Challenging me to arm
Yeah,
wrestle.
in my mind, arm wrestling proves who's stronger.
Ed is probably one of the strongest people I know. Is
Yeah,
that crazy?
no, for real.
Look at
That's
this-
that
look
crazy
at
grip strength. It's that crazy grip strength.
It's the Galante strength.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I'm never gonna stop, man. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna teach my kids, both my son and my future daughter. They're gonna learn jiu-jitsu. I'm just never gonna stop.
Do you
It's
have
awesome.
one on the way?
Yes, I do, sir.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank
I
you
was
very
not
much,
aware.
Thank
Part
you.
of the multiple kid club.
Yep.
Good luck.
Have a little girl. Yep.
Then you're going to shut that factory down.
Oh yeah.
It's over now.
That's it. It's done.
Smart. See, he knew ahead of time.
I'm
Ed.
gonna
still
go
on the-
see the doctor once our daughter's born and take care of what I gotta take care of, and that's it. It's over. No more.
We interviewed Emily Kwok, and she suggested that Ed not have any more children.
She did not say that. She said, "Don't make a decision yet.
I'm
You
pretty
sound like
sure
you're
she
not
said,
sure."
do not have any more
You're thinking
children.
about number 3?
She convinced me to think about it more.
What?
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
she
She
did.
said, do
Damn.
not have
Yo,
any
you're gonna have
more
another girl,
children.
man.
I'm gonna have another girl, and I've come to terms with that. But if you ask Meg recently, it's been getting a little tougher. Ari's really been a handful lately, so
Oh, dude.
I think she's kind of changing her mind on that one.
There you go.
Dave, you have anything else you'd like to ask Gary before we shut
yeah,
this down?
actually, I do. I would just like to see if Gary has one thing that he could say to you that would keep you from the edge, maybe keep you a little happier and looking more positive
That'd
for
be
the
nice.
future. No help, huh?
No.
We tried.
You gotta you have to definitely look at what you're doing and see that you're doing a good job. Like accept that you're doing a good job. It's okay. It is okay to like want to always do better. Like that's why you feel like the way you feel. You're never gonna be good enough in your own eyes. You're your own worst critic.
sure.
But just look at what you've created. This was nothing. How long ago? You know what I'm saying? And look at where you are now. You have 10 episodes in. You're interviewing people. You constantly have new people to interview. Like Dave showed me your numbers. That looks amazing. So you need to be proud of yourself and see that what you're doing things the right way. It just doesn't feel like it. That's all.
Oh, it really
Ed's
doesn't.
eyes are watering up. I love
No.
it.
You're doing things the right way. Just keep doing it. It's all, bro. The success is try, fail. Oh, that works. Keep doing that. Try, fail. That's all success is, man. Just keep trying things, and then what works. What doesn't.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to keep chugging along.
Oh,
Dave doesn't want to chug. Dave
I
just
hate
wants,
chugging.
He likes instant gratification.
yeah.
All we do is chug. I chug at everything. Just chugging along. Chugging along.
Oh, you guys are great,
All
man.
right, Gary. Thanks. I really appreciate this.
No problem.
I love being on your podcast.
Thank you.
One more thing. Could you give me something negative, Fred, please?
I have enough.
You got,
negativity in my
bro.
own
For
head,
real.
bro.
Listen, I'm tired of the up and down. Let's come up with a plan, and let's you know what I'm saying. Let's stick with it, and let's get your weight back
It
down.
really starts with the diet.
It does,
I mean, we
but
didn't even
let's
touch on that.
come on, man.
You are a master of the diet.
Come on, man. So let's get
He
you back
guessed
on
you
it.
were 240 pounds. I love it.
Let's
No, he didn't.
let's.
He said 220.
I said
Oh,
220.
there. I just
I'm
wanted you to
210.
say it. No, I
I
don't
said
believe that.
220.
Do you have a scale here?
I do upstairs.
Actually, my scale broke. I haven't weighed myself. In
Really?
Yeah, he got one and the
bro.
springs popped out
But
the
I can
side.
tell how fat I am.
Uh,
All right, Gary, plug all your stuff. You're doing all these things, and make sure everybody wants to check them out. What are you doing?
So currently, I own a gym called Final Round Health and Fitness. We are located in 153 Newark Pompton Turnpike in Little Falls, New Jersey. We're currently running boot camps, outdoor classes in our parking lot. We have virtual classes going on. We also have a virtual app that has over 100 workouts on it that you could we can give you access to if you'd like to just become an online member. And I have a YouTube channel, Final Round Training, at YouTube or youtube.com/Final Round Training, where I teach you how to box. We do self-defense, women's self-defense on there. And we also have a bunch of really, really cool workouts, exercise ideas. And the last thing is my podcast, Real Talk with G, where I go over a lot of things, basically talk about being an entrepreneur, being a dad, and just being a fitness, being in the fitness industry. That's about it.
Fantastic, Gary. You are one of my mentors. I look to you,
Thank you, brother.
as an example of how to live my life, and
Thanks, man.
you've been a big
That means
part
a
of.
lot.
Yeah,
That
you're a
means a
big
lot,
part of the
dude.
reason why I did this podcast and
That's awesome,
why I
man.
strive for growth and competition.
Yeah,
and stuff.
hell yeah,
So,
baby.
Thank you, Dave.
Gary, I want to thank you. And yes, you're an inspiration to me. I look forward to coming down here and talking business with you.
Oh,
You're one of the...
What do you got to say about that?
Gross.
Dave hates that.
Why?
You're
man?
one of the best businessmen that I know.
No, I'm
and
gonna
I
say it
wanna
all the
thank
time.
you for your
I'm
time.
gonna say it all the time.
Do not ever
Oh,
say that again.
That's my thing.
That's
Hang
my
on,
thing. That's
hang
what I
on.
do, bro.
Ed, you have to cut that part out.
There you go.
All right, thanks again, Gary. This is
Thanks for
fantastic.
having me, man.
And there you have it. Isn't that your line?
Yes,
I cut you off.
you did.
Now you do it.
There you have it.
Yeah. You're going to sing today for us?
Let me think about it a little bit. You
All
just
right.
tell them what we just did.
We just interviewed my good friend, Gary Fernandez.
He's never even seen you roll.
That equals friendship. Rolling does not equal friendship.
It for sure does.
But we did get to the bottom of why you and him are friends. It's because you and me are friends. It's the yin and the yang. Did I say yin? It's yin.
One of the things about you that bothers me most is you don't want to think of new things. You just want to keep redoing old jokes.
That's what I do.
No, how about a new stuff? Like, we do new podcasts every week because if we did the same podcast every week, people would stop listening. So you need to do new jokes and be funny.
He is the north to your south.
Don't. Stupid. We are getting better, for sure, because people have given me feedback personally.
You got feedback again?
For sure I did.
Tell me about
I
it.
will not tell you who it was, but
It was Jess, wasn't it?
it wasn't Jess. It was
Tell me who it was.
Gary. He texted us, and he said that he listened to the latest episode, which was the Brian McLaughlin episode, and he said it was fantastic.
I think he even said it was one of our best ones yet, which hurt me a little bit because
know-
it's the episode we talk the least.
You know what hurts me most is that I think our best episode is going to be on Gary's podcast, which comes out, I think, next week. Oh, we got new equipment coming on the way.
Yeah,
it's in the mail.
That's sponsored by Sweaty Eddie.
There you go. You can follow me at Sweaty Eddie on Instagram. Where can people find this podcast?
They could find it on all kinds of I've been on fire. I'm allowed to stumble from time to time.
Where can they find this podcast?
Somewhere on the internet, tothedeath.com. Oh, wait.
Death.com?
tothedeathpodcast.com.
This is the
You can
most-
also reach us on all of our social media at To The Death Podcast.
We will be on TikTok.
At
To the Death Podcast.
Congratulations. I can't wait for his to come out.
I know,
though.
we didn't get to hear his.
That's the best one. We should find out if we can share it so that that can be on our channel too.
No.
I'm leaving. I don't want a link. I want it
Listen.
on our channel too. It was some of our best stuff.
Was it? I don't even remember what it was like now.
I just, you know what? He was laughing so hard the whole time. It felt great to have a live audience or
A live
active
audience.
participant.
What do you say? The guests we've had so far weren't active participants?
No, everyone has been active, but man, he had me riled up because he was rolling.
Well, yes, I very much enjoyed myself. What are we looking forward towards next week?
Did we even sum up this episode?
We summed it up. We talked to Gary. We had a great time.
You know what? We haven't talked about the episode at all. We're just talking nonsense this whole time.
What's the episode? Tell me what you want to say. Just spit it out.
Oh, my God.
Can we stop now?
Just stop whenever you want.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
episode
listening.
13.
To the Death Podcast.com.
No song? No, I wanted a
Oh,
song.
yeah.
Sign us off, Ed.
I'd like to thank everybody for listening to our podcast.
That was wonderful.
All right. See you guys next week. This is To the Death Podcast.
Episode 13.